We can talk about that later. Back to the whole conversation. Let's wrap this up. So the we, who's the we that would create an artificial intelligence that we could fear? Who's the we that would conceive of an idea that we could create something that we're capable of countering consciousness, has no concept of consciousness because it's impossible. Because when you tap into creative elements, you know, without a doubt, what's more powerful. And we hold that power. We do. How we choose to harness it, our intentions with it say everything. And when you align your will with creative will, when you align with creative intelligence, this conversation disappears. It's not even there. And you get to just talk about creating with creative concepts, with other creative people, with creative solutions in a world that recognizes we are all the same. And the field moves through all of us. How are you voting into it? What are you creating onto it? And so that's why I think if we swap the conversation to say, can an artificial intelligence create an artificial intelligence that could somehow take us over, we see how ludicrous the question is. Because the only aspect of us that would consider to do it, or would even attempt it, isn't capable of it in the first place. And that's how I reconciled it within myself. That's why it's not a topic that fears me, that I fear. I'm much more fascinated with those who are looking at the conversation from the angle of how are we going to connect technology and consciousness? Because we've got some folks that are rapidly progressing through consciousness, and some of the ways tech is being used is actually abrasive in the subtle frequencies. That's a very valuable conversation because you're going to want those folks on board. If we're techifying a society, we're going to want to make sure to pair it up with consciousness. We're going to want to make sure we bring those two camps together. And as far as I've seen, we ask a lot of questions in a lot of spaces, and there aren't a lot of people talking. I suggest collaboration. I suggest co-creation, right? But that's our outlook. That's how we see things. That's the world that we choose to intentionally create into. And I understand the conversations, and I think that they are important. And this is the side note. I think those conversations are going to continue. I think they're going to need to continue. And I think they're doing a lot more than what we think they're doing. We need those conversations because anywhere that we can deconstruct and learn to critically dissect and look out future generations, we're going to apply those transferable skills to other things. And that's super important. As a culture that's mainly based in individualistic concepts, those are really important collectivistic concepts for us to start to grasp and work together with. So I do think that the path is on purpose and is very important. I just think it's doing something other than what we think it's doing, which is always the plot twist when it comes to quests, right? And that's what happens when you turn your lifetime journey into the journey of a lifetime by saying, hey, what if this isn't what we think it is? What if we want to reimagine it differently? And perhaps this is Tonia's just fantasy world and how she explains it to herself. It allows me the space to create without fear. And it opens up the field of potentiality so I can be taught in other ways, which I find very valuable, very fulfilling, incredibly enriching, and fun to share with others. And so that's the path I choose. Thank you for joining me. So we'll vote, right? So my vote clearly is for creative intelligence in this one, though I do love playing in the artificial intelligence arena. Don't get me wrong, love the virtual, lots of fun, just not who I am. So thank you all for joining us. And until next time, remember who you are. We love you, love each other. Goodbye for now.